Mr. Biden, he said he's going to resolve the Cuban problem. That is the way I took it because I don't really know what is it that he said. Um, the people in the United States of America, or the United States of America nationals, are calling for the uh, the resolution in the Caribbean, not just in Cuba, but the entire Caribbean. We're talking about more population, the many states combined in these islands, and some of these islands are United States of America possessions, and there is a relation since forever, since God created the planet, in between these people, the Tainos and the Siboneyes and the Awakais, and the people from the African continent, and the people from Asia, from the Philippines, from China. All these people are being here for a very long time, especially the Iberians. They are the one that molded what we have today, and it is not an easy resolution, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason is the United States of America is not protecting anymore the American continent. The United States of America is being led by a guy like Joe Biden. Joe Biden is only there to protect something created in the United States of America that is called white culture. White culture is something created in the United States of America, and they created it because the people who fought for independence from England, after the independence from England was gained, they needed immigrants, and they cannot utilize the people who were already here, because the people who were already here were fighting for their lands. So what they do is they start importing people from Europe. That is the problem that we have today. All this importation of new biology from Europe were conditioned differently. They were conditioned white, and they call it white society. What white society? And that is the problem that we have. That the United States of America is no longer able to defend the entire American continent because they have become so divided, and eventually it will make the United States of America collapse, and that is what they are afraid of. They are afraid of people from Cuba and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and the United States Mexicanos, Argentina, Colombia, to come this way, and no longer the white society can be effective, and it's no longer effective. All you have to do is go and check, and I urge you to do this, to go and visit the homestead of the first president of Texas, after the Texas became a republic, from the Cohiba, from the state of Cohiba, or the United States Mexicanos, and they became an independent republic. The first president, his name was David Governor Burnett, and you can go today near San Jacinto, Texas, near Houston, Texas, and go and visit his homestead. I'm sorry, my neck is hurting. His homestead, and in the floor, there is a shield on the floor, and they tell you The Mr. Governor Burnett was born not in the United States of America because it was not even created at that time. It was in a transition. And Mr. Governor Burnett, he was hanging out all over the American continent, with the heroes of the American Revolution. For the English, they went back all over the place to create new countries like Argentina, to create new countries like Venezuela. For example, Francisco Miranda and all these people. Well, Mr. Governor, the first president of Texas, was doing that, was changing the world. But in that shield on his house, on his homestead, he said like this. He finally came back and returned to white society. To white society. And that is what they're teaching our children in these museums. And that is the reason that we have the problems in the American continent. They are afraid. The Divarians are the majority. And you see it play out. Today they are. Today the Padillas, the Castellanos, the Rodriguez, the Jimenez are the majority. If you look at the demography in the southwest of the United States of America, in the northeast of the United States of America, we are the majority. And the problem that we have is that those white society creators, they are defending something strange, their white society, or basically the good old boy club, because we are led by private clubs, are destabilizing and doing whatever they take to keep this population down and out, to keep the Navajo and the Apache and the Comanche in reservations. They are afraid. And I think the Cubans right now, that is what they're doing. In both sides, not just in the communist side. The communists are defending their Iberian origin because they are. Mr. Raul Castro, Canel, all these people, what they are resisting is the white society. And it reflects in everything else differently. It reflects in the economy. It reflects in everything else, because when you go against the white society controls the industry, control the communications, control the technologies necessary to modify or condition the human reflexes. And that is the key. To control human, you must control their reflexes. And that is why they are killing Cubans right now in the streets in Havana. When you no longer can control the human reflex or a natural behavior of a human, like my grandfather say, you can control a human only two ways: by fear or by force. The fear of God or the fear of a bullet in your head. And if you no longer fear God or fear the bullet in your head, they must kill you. It is as simple as that. And that is what is happening in Cuba. And that is my fear. My fear is that the United States of America will collapse next. Because make no mistake about it, ever since 1492, whatever happened in Cuba, right behind it, happens in the United States of America. And you can prove me erroneous if you want. But every event, cultural and economical event, reflects first in the smaller nation. That is why the Ford Motor Company and Chevrolet and the television and the trains and all that was first tested in the island of Cuba. It's like a little model because it's the island. They are islanders. You cannot go anywhere. You must learn skills, human skills, communication skills, and you see that play out. And what you see in Cuba now very easily can be here with the month. It is that quick. As you see in Cuba, they've been since 1980. They haven't actually fought any battles on the streets, and I was part of that in the one in 1980. And as you see, everything was quiet until now, and it light up, and you can see it coming, but you just never know when it's going to explode, like happened last year in the United States of America with the movement of Black Lives Matter and so on. It takes a little trigger, and the whole world will come apart. The difference in between the Cubans and the United States of America, and what I'm afraid that will happen in the United States of America. So let me say this: it will happen in the United States of America. Is that in Cuba their lives is already a life of survival. They learn to live to have their life on very minimum energy. But in the United States of America, we have the opposite. We have learned to be consumers, and consumers of all kind of crazy things, like white society. That is the reason they attack the Capitol. They attack the Capitol because they understand that their white society no longer is king. The good old boy party is over. It is over. And as you see, the destabilization of the United States of America will be like no like Cuba, because they already know how to survive. We will die in the millions, no hundreds, millions. And the reason is everything come in a just in time basis, from food, from water, to these big cities like Los Angeles and the Arizona cities, the cities in Nevada, the cities in the Southwest, including Texas. All these infrastructure is just in time. All you need to do is turn the electricity off, and hell will break loose. You saw that in Katrina. You saw that in Hugo in Florida back in the 90s, and you see every calamity that we have, natural calamities like Puerto Rico, last 2 years ago, I think. You see that we have been able to survive because it's localized. So the rest of the country can go and take over and help them to come out of that calamity. But when the entire nation is in the calamity, there's no one coming to help you. The opposite, they're going to let you fall. The Canadians, the English, the Europeans, including now the United States of Mexico, because we have created and defended this white society and push everybody else out. So now, when we are down and out, they are going to just laugh at us. And that is what they're doing every single day on television. That is what they're doing every single day on NPR and all that. They're laughing at us. They're controlling the information, and they're just laughing at you. They every single day they come out with a little new term to confuse you, to confuse your human reflexes. So make sure that you look at Cuba, what is happening, how they do it, how they handle it, because you are next. Make no mistake about it. Our economy is just economy of a creation in our heads. As I travel through the United States of America, I'm lucky, but I know my luck is about to run out because the country cannot survive when some people are able to buy a, I don't know, $200 meal, and the rest, the majority of the people, cannot eat. They are homeless on the street. The country will collapse. We are no better than the Cubans. It's the opposite. The Cubans have a better chance of survival than we do. So analyze on that, analyze the reality around you, that you are right now living very well, eating in Walmart, because not the white society. It's because there is people on farms growing that food. There is people growing food that they are being just exploited. It's just a mirage that you think that you are superior because you have driving a nice car, and you have YouTube, and you have Facebook, and you have all that. It's just a mirage. It's just an industry that very fragile, that it's just alive because we are creating this energy of we call money. When people realize the money is worthless, it's just that you believe that exists. It's just in your head that you accept a value. When people no longer accept the value of that energy that we are creating, that's it. The time out. And who is gonna come and help you? I don't know. But a bullet, rifles, preps, and all these crazy things that people doing is not going to help you. I'm going to tell you what is going to help you. And you can learn that from the Cubans, the Iberians. Unity is what is going to help you, your friends, your community. So invest in your communities. Create that unity in your communities. Do not allow communities like Eloy, or communities like Casa Grande in Arizona, or communities around the United States of America. The population, the majority of the population are no Europeans, but they are being led, controlled completely by Europeans calling themselves part of the white society. And that white society is not doing too good because we're about to collapse. Make friends, don't make enemies, because that is all you have, your neighbor. When everything will collapse, only you and your neighbors together can survive it. That's it. It's not a bullet, it's not guns, it's not magic. It's just humanity. We humans are designed to be together. So do that, invest in your neighbors. Saludos.